It's time to feel the rage. Welcome to Film Rage, where we talk movies in cinema, streaming, and classic films as well. Directors and actors, beware as you cannot hide from the rage. My name is Bryce, and I'm part of the Film Rage crew, which also includes Jim. Hey there, Jim.
Hey, Bryce.
And also we have the Merman, who's flying the colors of the Minnesota Vikings. What's that about there, Merman?
Because I'm a Viking. Duh.
Oh. But I don't think any of the people that play for that team are Vikings, other than...
They might be. You don't know.
I'm
You
pretty
don't
sure
know
Kirk
them.
Cousins isn't.
You don't know.
Kirk Cousins does love him some Jesus, though. So with the introductions out of the way, let's rage on.
I'm not sure if the Vikings were Jesus people, but...
Kirk Cousins is. Oh,
yeah,
trust me.
But Vikings, I mean...
No,
they weren't.
I don't think they were.
They weren't.
Yeah, well...
They used to kill Christians. Just saying.
No.
So that's kind of weird, Kirk Cousins playing quarterback for them then, eh? It's a head scratcher, really.
You know, if
You
I
think
knew...
you think you get traded the Vikings? I'm like, no, they were killing my people once upon a time.
See, if I knew anything about football, I would care what the two you two were fucking talking about.
What the hell's
I don't.
What the hell's
so.
a Brown?
What the hell is a Viking? All right, so thanks for all supporting us. If you love our independent podcast, please like, subscribe, and share, and give us a 5-star rating on your listening platform. Or support us, join the Film Rage community by joining our membership at buymeacoffee.com/Film Rage YYC. If you cannot commit to a membership, you can still buy us a movie rental and dare us to see a terrible film, and we will watch it if it played anywhere in the world. Now, let's get to raging. But first, here's a word from our sponsor.
Hey, Bryce, what are you doing tonight?
I'm going to my favorite cinema, Canyon Meadows Cinema, to see the best second-run movies at the best price.
What? How inexpensive are they?
Regular price is $5.
Regular price is $5. Makes me hope they also serve pizza.
They do, plus a lot of other great food choices. Plus, I'm planning my office Christmas party there. They can host a plethora of options for any get-together. Gaming, movie, drag show.
Drag show? Now I know where I'm planning my next party.
Hey, maybe you think there's a Liam Neeson or a superhero movie planned?
I hope not. But maybe there'll be a great independent documentary.
Sure. Call CMC at 403-670-5444 to book a special event or go online at canyonmeadowscinema.ca.
Oh, look, I have a new button. Catchy.
Nice. All right. You've all been wanting it. You've been telling us on social media nonstop
No one's been wanting it.
that the Merman predicts, and so we've brought it forward.
No one wants.
We saw 4 movies this week, and
saw 4.
Mur has guaranteed on
guarantee
the
nothing.
life of his Vikings that he can predict our ratings verbatim
I
by
guarantee
just seeing
nothing.
the trailers.
I guarantee nothing.
All right. So, Mur, give us the ratings.
Yeah, okay. Landscape the Invisible Hand. I saw 2 trailers, and they're 2 totally different movies. I don't know which one it actually is.
Nice.
The
This is
one-
going to make it tough for you.
Well, the one is about 2 kids in love going through high school. The other
Right.
one is about the silly putty alien who comes to live with them or something. I don't know.
It's both.
It's the same movie.
But it's 2 different trailers.
Nice.
So I don't know which movie it actually was supposed to be.
It's
But based
It's
on
both.
how weird it really is,
All right.
I figured Bryce would give it a Mondo.
All right.
Okay.
Jim, maybe because he doesn't like Tiffany Haddish as much, may give it a meh.
Okay.
All right.
Next.
Strays, which I wish I had seen instead of the one I did see, looked like crap. I couldn't imagine you guys enjoying it at all.
Okay.
I thought you guys both gave it a rage.
Double rage. Okay. Let's go on. What else we got?
Well, Jules I went to and sat
Yes.
with Jim. I
Alright.
heard him laugh. Same
Okay.
places I laughed.
Okay.
So I know he enjoyed it.
Okay.
So I figured he probably gave it a Mondo. Bryce, maybe not. Maybe he gave it a meh.
Okay.
Because he has a cold heart.
Oh. I just wasn't aware of that.
Yes, you
yeah,
do.
I
You are aware of that. Then we have the Blue Beetle.
Ooh.
The Blue Beetle. Oh, am I wrong about this one?
I have no idea. I haven't heard what you predicted yet.
Well, I figured just because it was a superhero movie, you gave it a meh.
Okay.
And if Jim, hopefully, is anything like me, he gave it a rage.
Okay.
So there you go.
Was that it?
I mean, yeah, that's only 4 movies, right?
Oh, wow.
There we go. Should I predict the weather too?
Sure, you can. Can you?
All right, let's get on with this.
Let's do this. All right, just to remind everybody, it was Mondo and Meh. That's the predictions.
Yes, for Landscape with Invisible Hand, he predicted that I would give it a Mondo and Jim would give it a Meh. Let's see.
Let's see if the Amazing Murman has done it.
I can't believe we're doing this.
Okay. Oh, we're not only doing it, we're doing it every week. So, Landscape with the Invisible Hand is a sci-fi flick that drips with satire and subversively touches upon many poignant issues. It is a story of an alien race that comes to Earth and through its promises of global prosperity takes over the planet. Based on the book by M.T. Anderson, director Corey Finley brings this story to life. It is weird and funny and unnerving and very original. It is sci-fi the way I like it. No need for expensive special effects as the compelling characters give the film substance. The actors all buy into this bizarre and one-of-a-kind ride. As an aside, Tiffany Haddish continues to prove my initial impression of her was wrong, as she is once again very good as Beth. I'm not saying she was wonderful. I'm saying she was solid again in a dramatic role as a mother doing her best under some trying circumstances. This movie was well acted, extremely funny, and very, very, very well written. The movie just simply makes an impression on me, and that makes it Mondo. Oh, Murray's 1 for 1.
Oh, baby.
Shocker.
There we go.
So 1 for the Merman.
But are you saying that you think most of his prediction was because Tiffany Haddish was in the movie?
No. I thought he would gush a little more about her. But
okay.
Yeah, she's solid.
Let's put it this way. As long as she doesn't try to be funny, she might be an okay actress.
She wasn't trying to be funny.
Because when she tries to be funny, she's not.
Except in that one movie with the...
No, she's never funny. Ever.
She's pretty good in that Netflix movie.
I'm a little on side with Murray on this, but let me tell you what I thought about Landscape with Invisible Hand. This is the story of coming of age through art and family and friendship and mistakes and what makes us happy and sad and so many things that so many ways to absorb a story where aliens have landed and sort of have taken over our culture, and through it pointing fingers at commercialism and selling out, or not selling out, but ultimately accepting where you are and
yes,
where you are supposed to be. The music in this Alien is funny at times, and when it comes with its alienness, it's cute and funny, but it's calmer than, say, Mars Attacks and the music by Danny Elfman, but with that sort of same cadence. The 2 young actors in this, played by Kylie Rogers, who plays Chloe, and Asante Black, with 2 Ks, who plays Adam, are both fantastic young actors and really bring across the full scope of their feelings and emotions in this complex film. The humor is subtle and at times could not be overlooked. And some of the messaging in this film is also told through Adam's, and I'm putting art in a little bit of quotation pieces, in almost a Wes Anderson kind of way, but not quite as quirky as Wes may have provided us in most of his art renditionings in his films. I knew nothing about what was going to happen through this film, and I didn't know what was going to happen as it continued to change every time. I'm just glad I got to go along for the journey, and the film ended in an outstanding way, which was that of maybe hope, or maybe just accepting where we are at any point, where we are at, no matter the diversity that may be put in front of us. And thank God that Tiff had more of a dramatic role in this.
She was very good.
As we all know how both I and the Mur feel about her not being funny.
She usually isn't.
But as a serious,
lately she's been all
as
right.
a serious dramatic actor, she is definitely holding her own.
Yep.
So, I don't say this very often.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, this may be the only time I've said it.
Mm.
But Tiffany Haddish did not destroy this from being a Mondo. So Murray's prediction was leaning in the right direction.
I was.
Because she has the ability to ruin a movie.
She does.
But in this one, she was great. It's Mondo.
There you go.
Yeah.
1-1 for the Merman.
All right. He's batting 500. Is that a baseball term?
That is the baseball term.
All right.
Next up.
If he could pitch that way, right? Like, wouldn't that be like somebody would want to hire him?
Yes.
Okay.
Anything else you want to clean up with that one, or?
You know,
It's one of those movies that we could discuss for like 10 hours and still wouldn't scratch the surface,
No, I
or we
went
could
to it,
just
I
say, you
probably
know
would.
what, go see it.
If I actually went to see it, I probably would have no idea what the hell was going on.
you might have known what's going on, but we both voted that you probably wouldn't have liked it.
You would be right.
Yeah. Well,
We
See,
don't.
you don't know.
On the
You don't
because
know.
You don't know unless you've preordained what you're going to give it.
Which I think sometimes you do.
Yeah, I do. Most
Not
times
gonna lie.
Most times I'm right.
Okay, so we also got to see, as Murray said, the movie Strays.
Oh.
What if The Incredible Journey wasn't produced by Disney, and instead of a cat and two dogs trying to race across the country to find their ass-bag family for leaving them, it was about a little dog whose owner, who was Will Forte,
An ass bag.
who's hilarious in everything that I've ever seen him in, but is the most deplorable person that ever has lived, and would play fetch fuck with his dog as he tried to lose him in the woods. And when the little dog Reggie realizes his owner is a fucking asshole, decides to find his way home so he can bite his dick off.
Yep.
Now that is what I call an incredible journey.
That is an incredible journey.
Yeah. So
With a payoff.
was a payoff with a dickless owner. Well, adding a few dog friends, a magic mushroom trip where they rip apart a family of bunnies. They piss, shit, and fuck their way across the country, telling nasty, hilarious dog-related jokes for an hour and a half. Then, with some of the best R&B and Miley Cyrus songs in a movie about talking dogs wanting to bite his master's dick off could ever deliver. I laughed at a ton and had a pretty good time. This ain't no look who's talking now, I can tell you that.
That's for sure.
But damn, if you didn't put all those stupid plot stuff and made it all sappy and focused all your attention on the laughs like we got in the first 20 minutes of this, this could have been the best talking animal movie since Milo and Otis. And although I suspended disbelief about a lot of things that were outlandishly not believable, because after all, I was watching a fucking talking dog movie, I laughed at a talking dog movie comedy. Who knew? For that, plus some of the most amazing cameo appearances you ever get,
Yeah.
I am going to give Strays a meow.
You mean a meh.
Oh, sorry. Right. I meant a meh.
Yeah.
Meow. Meow. A meow.
A meh.
A meow. Yeah.
All right. Oh, Murray missed on that one.
Wah, wah.
Strays.
Yeah, but you guys also like Jackass the movie too. So.
Yeah, you should have should have registered that in your
Yes.
psyche. And I gave Freddy Got Fingered to Mondo, just so you know.
Strays starts out strong as it comes out of the gate with some big laughs. Then it tries to pack too much story into a simple premise. This film should have been just sending these dogs from situation to situation with the one goal of getting me to laugh, not teaching me a lesson or trying to tug at my heartstrings. This is a film that needed more dicks getting ripped off and less happily ever after endings for every stinking dog in the movie. Still, the funny was very funny. I'm going to make this quote short and sweet. So that made this meh. There's nothing to talk about. It was a talking dog movie.
It was a talking
and it was funny for most of it.
What, you know, this is one of those movies that, like, because the humor is completely vulgar. It's rated R, for God's sakes.
Yep.
And then they throw in plot that's supposed to be for children.
And then
exactly.
This little girl and the dog, they get together and they complete each other's lives, and who cares?
Who cares? Where's her dad so the dog can bite its dick off? Right? Like, I can't believe that they had such a good premise.
Yep.
The premise of a dog trying to get home to bite his master's dick off.
It was genius. How did nobody come up with this before?
I know. And then they completely ruined the whole movie by putting plot into it.
They didn't ruin it, but they could have had a Mondo.
They could have. If they stayed true
to what it was.
Yeah, because, you know, all of a sudden you got this amazing comedy Murray that was like rapid fire for the first 20 minutes.
Oh, the first 20 minutes.
And then it just sunk itself.
We were almost pissing ourselves the first 20 minutes.
And we were the only two in the cinema, so we had nothing barriering us. Yeah. Although I think the usher came in once to find out there's something wrong because we were laughing so hard. Yes. And then they settled into themselves, and then they were like, the dogs weren't filthy anymore. The jokes were not coming. Yeah. They put in characters that were like, hey, what? Why is this even in here?
It's like, let's make the rest of the movie PG-13. It's like, why? What? Yeah. What's going on?
And then they end it with not an R ending. There was a
total change.
There wasn't an R ending. It was like PG, maybe just PG.
I mean, I'm sorry. You know, they should have been more graphic with that.
Yeah. We don't want to do any spoilers here to let you know whether or not Reggie made his commitments to wanting to bite his master's dick off. But if you like filthy talking animal movies,
it's for you.
Like Milo and Otis, then you'll probably like this.
Just like Milo and Otis.
Had filthy talking animals?
I don't know. Dudley Moore, he's pretty filthy.
He is.
Remember, he played Arthur.
Yes.
Wasn't it a Disney movie?
Arthur? No, it wasn't.
Oh, Milo and Otis? I don't know, maybe.
Might have been.
Which is also filthy, so.
Yes.
Kind of proves my point. All right. What else did we see?
Well, we went downtown to the Art House Cinema. Which we almost never go to.
That's right.
And saw Jules. With Ben Kingsley.
Oh, I know him.
Yeah. I believe he's a sir.
He is Sir Ben Kingsley.
Milton is an old codger who lives a life of routine.
Yeah.
Until a UFO crashes in his backyard and crushes his azaleas.
That's crazy.
He soon makes friends with its passenger and enlists his friends to help him. This was kind of like E.T. meets Cocoon. Instead of the face-hugging, acid-spitting alien, we get a cute humanoid, non-verbal kind that eats apples and likes cats a little too much.
You're insinuating something there with the cat and the alien, but
I can't say enough about the cast of this film. Sir Ben Kingsley, the witty Jane Curtin, Harriet Sansom Harris, who I know as the conniving agent of Fraser Crane in said TV show.
What's a Fraser Crane?
Three amigos conjure up memories of Cocoon and prove that age is just a number. I did keep waiting for Kingsley to hook up with one of these old biddies, though. This was a fun, quirky, charming film where you instantly fall in love with all the characters. Even the inept local authorities were fun to laugh at. And I got a real kick out of the city council meetings with their petty little problems.
Yeah, those were good.
I honestly laughed at almost everything in this film, and the sweet, sappy ending was right up my alley.
Nice.
So if you're not looking for a serious film, but a cheerful, uplifting one, this one is for you. Happy E.T. Mondo.
Nice.
All right.
Nice.
That makes me happy that you enjoyed it so much.
Yeah, me too. Who doesn't love Ben Kingsley? I mean,
I love Ben Kingsley.
He's freaking awesome.
Jules was very familiar. It wasn't a bad movie. It just wasn't especially original. The performances are very good, with Ben Kingsley leading the way with a very entertaining turn as Milton, a man on the verge of senility who encounters an extraterrestrial in his backyard. Supporting him are Jane Curtin as Joyce, Harriet Sansom Harris as Sandy, two neighbors that are in on the fact that the stories of the alien spaceship in Milton's backyard are true. There are a lot of very entertaining scenes sprinkled throughout, especially the city council scenes. I'm on board with you there, Merman. And I have to admit, a great place to call home is confusing, as are they talking about calling home on the telephone?
Yeah, that's what they were talking about.
Oh, well, see, that could mean either way. I think they need to change that.
But I think they had like rotary phones.
I'm with you on that one, Milton. I am with you. So there are enough laughs, and the film has a sensitivity to it, and the characters are presented with a certain amount of respect. So all that being said, I was entertained, and it was meh.
Okay.
And Merman predicted that.
I did.
Merman, I think he's a little low.
He's under 500 right now.
Yeah.
It's only because I didn't realize how much you guys like stupid talking animal movies.
Yeah, well, you learned a lesson today.
Apparently.
Hopefully you'll get better at
I
this.
figured you thought it was too stupid and you would have raged about it.
All I know is I remember hearing you say, I can predict what you guys are going to rate before.
The Amazing Murman predicts.
I've gone 2 for 3 for you so far, just so you know.
Yeah.
Oh.
Bingo, bango, bongo.
Maybe I know you a little more than you think.
That's right. All right. Well, let's see how well he knows me and my love of Ben
Jim
Kingsley.
is always a mystery, though.
I'm an international man of mystery.
You are.
Me and Austin Powers. Okay, so Ben Kingsley. Sir Ben Kingsley. He has brought us iconic characters like Gandhi and Itzhak Stern from Schindler's List. But also, he has brought us the likes of the Hood from the film Thunderbirds and Kagan from the film Blood Rain. So you never know what you're going to get when you know that Ben Kingsley's in a film.
Yeah, he'll sign up for some crap.
He will sign up for anything that gives him a paycheck and calls him Sir. In this one, we find him as an aging widower living in a small town who is losing his memory, has a daughter who's trying to help him cope with his daily life the best she can. He lives pretty much a solitary life where, as he has entered his golden part of his life, he follows his habits by attending the city council meetings, as we have all talked about already, with the same things every week. And the city councilors don't take anything that the local seniors have to say, as they seem to all come every week with similar type complaints. The film shows us that the elderly are forgotten, and they're a forgotten part of our community. And until a spaceship lands in his backyard one day, his life would have stayed exactly the same for a long time. The cast in this, as you guys have both mentioned, are fantastic. Harriet Sansom Harris, Jane Curtin, as his two older crony friends that become close through the alien visitor. The story is light and comical at times and brings deeper meaning to how older people should not be forgotten, and throws in a few surprises, like an exploding head and a spacecraft fueled with cat carcasses. It takes a similar journey of that which we've already heard from the Mur, like Cocoon, or Mac and Me, or Paul, or E.T.
What about batteries not included?
Or batteries not included. And in this case, there is a huge meaning at the end of this, which is sometimes young people can be dicks to older people, and aliens can be nice when they want to be.
Oh.
Or maybe it wasn't that message.
I think that was among the messages.
Maybe it was a few messages. I really liked it. It was a very comfortable watch. But, and there's a but, Murray.
Yeah.
There was nothing surprising. It was a very unoriginal film. But it was familiar.
I didn't mind.
Yeah, no, I liked it. But you like familiar films, so that's okay. I would say this is a film you could take the family to watch.
Yep.
Yeah, there were a few F-bombs dropped once in a while.
Yeah, but I don't think there was many.
No.
They were like
just enough.
Plus they were old people that,
And-
you know.
Yeah, it's cute when an old person swears.
And there was a little bit of feline abuse. Just saying.
There I am marginalizing them again.
It's a yard. There you go. You're just like the terrible city folk that ran this town.
I'm really not. I love the old folks.
He does.
I live for. That's the only reason I have my frickin' job is because every now and then I get some 80-year-old that just makes my day.
Yeah, comes in and says, "I need glass." Sorry, I need glasses, Bryce. Can you fit me with some glasses, Bryce?
I got one 85-year-old that wears contacts still, and I'm like, I don't know why you're doing this to yourself.
Yeah, your eyes could last another 20 years if you just took out the contacts. Yes. And you're not looking any hotter at 85, so just take out the contacts.
On that note, I haven't seen her in a while. That's kind of sad.
Maybe the contacts finally got her.
Maybe.
You know, I gotta say again about Ben Kingsley. So he was fantastic in this movie. I think this is
he really was.
I think this is one of his best roles. Like
in recent memory,
yeah. And I think as far as who would go see this movie, people who like happy endings, and I don't mean happy endings like that. Bryce and I may like
family films.
Yeah, that like family and appropriate. Like people of all ages could see this film. Yep. For sure. And it's very enjoyable. The comedy it does hit every single time. It's just a warm film. It's not really, but it kind of reminds me of that Tom Hanks movie that he made earlier this year.
The Man Called Otto?
Yeah. Kind of like that. It has similar kind of. Yeah, I know it wasn't it was some darkness to it too. Like there was some hints of darkness in this, but it had that same kind of feel to it, where it was.
I suppose
there was warming of.
Yeah, no, there was. It wasn't all lighthearted comedy. There were some.
Did it warm the cockles of your heart?
It warmed the cockles for sure.
What about the sub cockles?
No, it didn't get to my subs. That's why it only got a man.
Oh, fair enough.
But it was good. I liked it. I liked it.
Keep me guessing.
Yeah. Well, if only it had been as original an alien movie as the first one we talked about.
There you go.
Now the one we've all been waiting for. The big draw of the week.
Can't wait.
All right, Blue Beetle. It's a DC movie.
It is.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Blue Beetle is the story of Jaime Reyes, or Jamie Reyes, depending on how you're pronouncing it. But I'm going to go with Jaime.
Nice.
Who is chosen by some alien technology called a scarab, who in turn makes him a superhero. It's part Ant-Man, part Iron Man, and a lot of Spider-Man.
Yep.
What I'm saying is that it is very unoriginal.
Yep.
But what it lacks in originality, makes up for with a lot of heart.
What?
The action sequences are tedious.
Oh, what?
But where the movie shines
is
through the portrayal of the Reyes family.
What?
The one thing that does set it apart is this is the first superhero film where it is all about the family and the lengths they would go to back each other up.
What was that word again? Family.
There is no silly secret identity. Stop banging your head against the mic, Jim. There's no silly secret identity or trying to hide your powers from your parents. The Reyeses are in this together. Mom, Dad, little sister, uncle, and Nana are all helping out Jaime every step of the way as he navigates his way through his newly found abilities. The film made me smile more than once and laugh a couple of times as well. So even though this was unoriginal with some terrible looking CGI, it still had heart and left me caring about the Reyes family. So that is enough to make it meh. Oh, plus it's a superhero movie, so it's meh. Murray's right.
I believe I said that.
Yeah. Wait, Murray, did you pick all of his this week?
Except for Strays.
No. Three for four.
If I had gone to Strays, I probably would have enjoyed it more than I thought you would.
I have a feeling he's probably going to bat 500 on this, but what did you, or who's next? I don't even know.
That'd be Jim.
That's me.
All right.
So, thanks for reminding us, Bryce, this was a DC. So, if you can all remember...
There's so much good DC.
When I thought that the worst superhero movie that I'd see this year was Black Adam.
Oh, Black Adam, yeah.
Well, those days are long over. Yep. If you take the worst things about Spy Kids, Fast and the Furious, and a DC reimagining of Spider-Man in the Beetleverse, but replace Uncle Ben with Dada, then you have the most repulsive movie that has ever been made.
No.
This has so many contradictions, conveniences,
No.
nonsensical idiocy for the entire movie, where
You're being
they were
hard on
Spanish speaking 1/10 of the time,
This
and
is
at no
fine.
time did it make any sense why they even spoke English once.
I love
On
the
top of that, Susan Sarandon is in no way Brazilian.
No, she
where
isn't.
her family was, including
Family
no
by
accent
marriage.
or parent. No,
Including the niece.
who's the
from
niece who has a very
Brazil.
strong Brazilian
I'm pretty sure
accent.
she was family by marriage.
Yeah, of course, because that's how families pass on
I
their
believe she's
wealth
the
is
sister
through
of
the
her
sister.
dad.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
it was her husband.
No, it literally
No,
was. They
it
only
was her
mentioned
brother.
it. Like, you probably didn't even watch this. You probably fell asleep. That's why you're giving it a meh.
Actually,
Because you didn't even notice half the things that were happening in it. When
No,
I was going,
yeah.
oh, that didn't happen, did it? And I'm like, yeah, it did happen. And it really did happen. This went from one scene that could have been a mature rated superhero film to concepts and logic made only for children who may think that what they were seeing was possibly interesting. And why, and I say, why do they have superhero and super villains who destroy roofs and walls and doors of people living in squalor and think that this is funny? Like we just saw in Black
No,
Adam,
it's
where
not.
he lands in
I
a...
didn't like the action.
Yeah, well, they kept doing stupid things to these poor people's house.
I know, it was terrible.
It was, yeah, well, I'm not finished yet. And then...
But I like the family.
No, the family was not even a real family. Yeah,
they
it was
were.
not funny, and it literally just filled me with an entire amount of rage.
Yeah.
These people are barely keeping it together, so let's destroy their house, because that's funny. Speaking of poor, George Lopez, the uncle, is annoying through the entire movie, and the family is so poor they don't even know how they're going to pay their rent that month, and he's driving a $100,000 pimped out pickup truck. Like, what the actual fuck? He could sell his truck and they could buy a whole new house.
I don't think it was
It
that
was...
much.
It had spinner wheels.
I have no
and
idea.
it had like...
A Tacoma is
I don't know
is not a
I don't know
cheap
what
truck.
cars cost.
Yeah, well, you don't know what anything is
Any
when you
truck
watch
costs
this movie.
minimum 30, 40 grand
Yeah,
minimum.
a minimum plus all the souped up he has.
Who
on it.
would spend that on a car? He must have got it
You're
secondhand.
you're getting my point exactly. I completely hated every single frame of this movie and wished it had never been made. That, and also that I never saw it. And that when I did see it, I wish it was 45 minutes shorter. This movie was 2 fucking hours. In addition to every frame of this movie, I also hated every single song on the soundtrack. That they had a perfectly good reason. If you're going to make a film about Spanish-speaking people, first off,
Spanish music.
have them speak Spanish.
They did.
And there is some great... No.
And
They
it was
lived-
it was
they were
refreshing.
They were
that
in...
sometimes they were speaking Spanish and they didn't even put any subtitles up.
That is not
But
even
then
refreshing.
why are they speaking English at home with each other?
Yeah, exactly. Murray, yeah, you're reading my mind here. Plus, on top of that, there is so many great Spanish metal bands. They could have played a Spanish metal band, but instead, no. They had to play motherfucking Motley Crue to drive one particular scene, which made absolutely no sense. Yeah.
At least it
If you
wasn't
make
AC/DC.
a
Nah, that was
Spanish-speaking...
Kickstart My Heart.
If you speak Spanish, make them speak Spanish.
They did.
Not 1/10 of the time, but all of the time.
Okay.
This was
Yeah. I can't wait for this rating. I don't know what it's going to be.
absolutely going to make one of the worst films I've seen of this year.
Whoa.
It may make number 1.
Wow.
Yeah, this actually is the most questionable rage that I've ever given.
There's no
This
way.
movie has no redeeming qualities whatsoever.
Wow.
Every single thing that Bryce said is completely wrong. Mary, what did you think of Blue Beetle?
There's the Jim I know and love.
And predicted too.
This movie
bat 500,
was,
by the way.
He was, well, with him, because he keeps me guessing.
You bet
That's what I
500.
love about him. I went 3 for 4 with you.
Okay, you bet 750 with me and 20. That's 500, and you bet 250 with
Just
him.
saying, I know you.
You know nothing.
I know you.
Now I want to hear this.
This
Murray,
movie,
what did you think of
this
Blue
movie was really Latin. Like, hit you over the head Latin.
Was it? Because I thought they were all speaking English.
In fact, the only Caucasian I could see was the bad guy, played by whiter-than-white Susan Sarandon.
That might have been intentional.
I'm sure it was. And her character was so cliched, so racist, so painfully boring that she made the main character look more interesting than he actually was.
He wasn't interesting at all.
Her big her big tagline for the movie?
Yeah.
Round them up.
Oh, did she say that more than once?
More than once.
Huh.
I'm pretty sure I heard Donald Trump say that. About the illegals crossing the border that he was trying to build a wall to stop.
Interesting.
Just saying. So yeah, they hit that nail on the head, I guess. All white people are racist, apparently.
Well, most of them are.
Yeah, that's true.
This film was excruciatingly bad. I am so sick of Disney-fied, PG, kid-friendly superhero films.
They're good.
While this was not a product of Disney, it still used the same tired plot devices.
Yes.
Another thing I'm sick of is children playing superheroes.
He's not a child.
With the exception of Peter Parker, every other teenager child that has superpowers doesn't have the maturity to handle them and treats them like a joke.
But he must have been in his 20s.
Shazam.
He got back from his...
Let's run through all the old plot devices from every superhero movie you've ever seen.
They're all here.
Shazam. Main character forced to be a reluctant hero. Check. Venom. Voice inside the suit that talks to the hero. Check. Spider-Man. The hero doesn't know how to use his powers and it's supposed to be funny. Check.
And it's not funny.
Shang-Chi. Main hero has an annoying, energetic sister. Check.
I like
Batman. Vehicle drives up the side of a building. Check.
Double check.
I don't even remember that.
Iron Man.
You don't remember half of this.
Iron Man. Hero fights a villain a bigger version of himself.
Yeah, that
Check.
happened. Check.
On top of all this film had an awkward attempt at romance, a weak supervillain with bad dialogue and no concept of evil,
Yeah.
a huge cache of weapons that regular people just know how to use.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Looking at you, Nana.
She was a freedom fighter.
In fact, Nana was probably the only part of this film I liked. It was also the only thing in a theater full of kids that made them laugh.
So that's pretty sad.
This film is so painful to watch, I wanted to leave after the first hour. In fact, when the rich girl started talking about her tough life, I actually went to the bathroom.
Good idea.
Even though I didn't have to go. I just had to get the hell out of that theater. Unfortunately, I went back in. This is a hard rage. Like you said, maybe one of the worst films of the year.
It's definitely the worst superhero movie I've ever seen.
Fucking done with DC.
No, I'm not done with DC.
I am.
But I'm done with...
James Gunn can rot in hell.
Well, James Gunn had nothing to do with this one.
But he's gonna run. He's gonna rule.
He's gonna ruin DC.
How's he gonna do that?
Oh, just you wait.
All right.
Yeah, this was really bad.
So bad.
You know the worst thing.
Movie
you know what?
It was a superhero movie.
You know the worst thing about this is that this is the second movie I've brought my wife to in the last 2 weeks because we've been watching so many, and she went, "Can you please not take me to one of these again?
Stop taking me to superhero movies.
Take me to a movie that's actually good."
Yeah, it wasn't that
You
bad.
should have gone to Jules.
Yeah,
She would have liked it.
she probably would have.
There you go.
Yeah.
But I had you as my date, Murray.
Yeah, well,
She doesn't deliver like you do at the movies.
I would have sat in the back.
Nice, you and Pee Wee.
Me. I got that. Oh man.
All right. Is this your favorite Susan Sarandon films?
3 guesses what this is about.
Well, he had one there.
Cute, fuzzy aliens. This week, we were treated to a cute as hell alien named Jules.
Wasn't fuzzy though.
Well, cute.
It's very smooth.
I definitely prefer those over the face-hugging, acid-spitting, hunt you down or blow up the White House kind.
Yeah, they both have their place.
Yeah.
So I thought I'd take a look at some of my favorite aliens. Honorable mention to 2 TV aliens
Alf.
who don't qualify, apparently.
I was going to say Alf.
I'm talking about Alf, who also loved his cat,
I was going to say Mork.
and more.
Yes!
Also TV.
Does he love cats?
No, more. No, I think he did.
I don't remember.
I don't know what he ate. Okay.
I nailed it.
Of course you did, because I love my TV.
Because
You know that.
he knows you as well as you know him
I
this
love my
week.
TV. I'm allowed to talk about it here.
All right.
First up, we have Contact. Jodie Foster is an astronomer who discovers a signal from outer space that directs her and her team to build a ship to travel to outer space, and presumably another dimension. Plus, Mr. All right, Matthew McConaughey,
All right.
and Jake Busey as a crazy terrorist dude.
Jake Busey. I loved him in Home Fries.
He's awesome and everything. I met him. He's awesome.
All right, on.
Next up, we have Arrival. Amy Adams, Jeremy Renner, and Forrest Whitaker try to decipher an alien race's
And
signals.
Will Patton. You forgot Will Patton.
Yeah.
See that too? Briefly, I guess. As either hostile or friendly. Directed by Denis Villeneuve.
Yes.
Nominated for 8 Oscars.
Nice.
There's a strong incentive for movie lovers to watch Arrival, as it's not only directed by Villeneuve, but also has a very strong cast that... Oh, I already put that. Further proof is that it received 8 Oscars, win 1 for Best Sound Editing.
Nice.
It was a little long and a little confusing, but hey, I like Amy Adams.
We know.
Next up, might be a surprise to you, Meatballs Part 2.
That's an alien movie?
It is. Not as good as the first one because no Bill Murray. But the alien kid in this film attends summer camp with the humans.
Nice. Did he look like Jules?
No, a little bit, except he actually talked.
Okay.
But he had the same powers. Learns dirty jokes and helps the heroes win a boxing match with his mental powers.
Nice.
Next up, of
That's
course,
gold right
That's
there,
gold.
by the way.
Yeah.
Makes me want to rewatch Meatballs too.
Next up, the OG of cute fuzzy aliens, E.T. the Extraterrestrial. Made pretty much everyone my age wish they had a flying bicycle. Still one of the few movies that makes me bawl like a baby.
Nice.
Directed by Mr. Steven Spielberg, still my favorite director of all time.
All right.
Next
2.
up, we have...
Oh, we're not done.
No, I'm not done.
It's going on for hours. There's lots of aliens.
Hours?
It's Murman Minute, I
I'm
thought.
halfway there. Well, it's like a Merman half hour when you keep interrupting me.
Yeah.
Next up, we have Starman, 1984. The 80s sci-fi classic starring Jeff Bridges and directed by John Carpenter,
The dude.
Yes.
who is
Nice.
mostly known for horror films.
Mostly.
Bridges plays an extraterrestrial who gets shot down by the government while visiting Earth and falls in love with Karen Allen as she teaches him how to live like a human.
Nice.
Yeah.
She had sex with him too, didn't she?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Then we have one of my favorites, Paul.
Oh, Paul.
Comedy duo of Simon Pegg and Nick Frost play nerdy sci-fi tourists from England who want to explore Area 51 and pick up an alien hitchhiker with a potty mouth, voiced by Seth Rogen.
Nice.
Special kudos to Jason Bateman and Sigourney Weaver as the bad guys.
Nice.
Next up, we have, of course, another classic, Cocoon. Ron Howard's cinematic gem about old people who find the fountain of youth in a swimming pool with alien pods and make friends with them when they return to retrieve them. There are so many outstanding performances by the seniors in this cast. And Steve Guttenberg.
The best part about that was it William Buckley or whatever his name is? What's his name? William Brimley.
Brimley.
Wilford
Wilford
Brimley.
Brimley.
Wilford
Yeah.
Brimley.
Brimley.
When he's in the first Cocoon, he is actually younger than Tom Cruise was, like when he was 50. I think he was
really?
54
Really?
when he made that movie as a senior.
It's possible.
Nice.
He just
Because
looked,
he's looked 80 for.
he was like America's grandpa.
Yeah, he
in the
was.
80s.
That's the funniest thing about that movie.
And we're going
that
to
I
finish
remember.
off with another Spielberg classic,
What? The Man Who Fell to
Close.
Earth with David Bowie?
No.
Oh.
Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Spielberg's follow-up to his summer blockbuster Jaws, also starring Richard Dreyfuss. Our hero tries to convince people about the alien's existence, but everybody finds him annoying and delusional.
And he
Just
makes
like in real life.
and He also ate a lot of potatoes with gravy.
That's right. Whether you've seen it or not, everybody knows the music notes they use to communicate how to make Devil's Tower out of mashed potatoes.
Yes. Loves me the gravy.
That's all I got.
Gravy.
Maybe next week I'll talk.
It's a great list.
It was a list.
It was a list. That's right. It was, and it was my list. Damn it.
That's right.
It was.
Temperature rising. Vision blurring. Rage taking over.
All right. I think it's pretty obvious my biggest rage of this week was the movie Blue Beetle and everything about it.
Really?
But in addition to Blue Beetle,
It was all right.
I am going to say, if you're going to make a foul-mouthed talking dog movie, don't put so much stupid lovey-dovey plot in it. So I'm doing a double rage this week. This could have been an entire week of Mondos if I didn't have to watch Blue Beetle and the other ones were a little bit better. So there you go. Instead, it was mostly meh.
So more Cocaine Bear and less Incredible Journey.
Yeah, more cocaine in this movie might have made it better.
There you go.
They only did mushrooms once.
There you go. So, my rage this week is that I really wanted to see Passages, but there was no late showing anywhere in Calgary because the only place showing it was Eau Claire. So, I don't think I'm upset with Eau Claire as much as I'm upset with the fact that, number one, nobody else is showing the movies I want to see other than Eau Claire. And Eau Claire has like an afternoon showing and then a 7 o'clock showing, and then if you want to watch it after that, you're screwed. So we literally had to flip a coin to see which one we were going to see. So I don't know. You know, I'm glad I saw what I saw, but I really, really wanted to see Passages. So I guess maybe my rage is actually that our downtown is going to be with like out any cinemas soon.
Yep.
There was a time when there was 9. I know I've talked about this before, but there was 9 in the core. And I'm not even talking on the outskirts. I'm talking in the core. There was the Palace, Showcase Grand, the Uptown, the Globe, Palliser Square, Calgary Place, Bankers Hall, Esso Plaza, and Eau Claire. There was a time when all of those existed at the same time. And now there will be one. The Globe.
Yeah.
Real soon, and who knows how long it will be of it. You know, it'll be able to survive.
I mean, it's for sale, so if someone buys it, we could have 0 theaters cinemas downtown.
It's crazy. So I don't know. So my rage is the fact that I didn't get to see Passages because it wasn't showing when I could see it, and also that the reason is because nobody's going down to watch the movies, and that's why they had to cut screenings. Yeah. So,
but here's a question for you both. Do you think, because Eau Claire is such a shitty theater anyway,
that's all right.
Like when we all went and saw Jules together at the other fairly inner city cinema at the Plaza, and it was mostly full on a Sunday.
It wasn't mostly full,
but it was a lot of people.
There was a lot of people there.
Yeah, so it goes to show you that they can draw.
Yeah, well, I went to. I can't even remember what it was called, but I went to the Miracle Club with my mother at 2 p.m. on a Thursday afternoon at the Plaza.
Yeah.
It had to be 40, 50 people.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, is the Plaza's doing something.
2 o'clock on a Thursday afternoon.
The Plaza's doing something right, because it's bringing in art house too.
That's it's just
their art house films are just a week late. Otherwise, we'd probably just go to the Plaza all the time.
Yeah.
Right? So.
Indeed.
Yeah, pick up your game, people. I don't know. Cities and turn it into a cesspool.
Total cesspool.
They want more Blue Beetle and Ant-Man.
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolute Beetle my ass.
Bring on the mat.
Rage.
I hate you right now. That's all I want to say.
Pulse. Slowing. Anger fading.
Okay, it's the lists. This is going to be an interesting discussion. Murr, did you get to see this?
No.
All right. Well, so for those of you who are listening, and this is your first time listening, go to our website, filmrageyyc.com, and go to the lists page of our website. On there, you will see 4 different categories. Undoubted, doubted, repulsive, and mesmerizing. So we've been working hard to get rid of our mesmerizing actors because we don't feel... Well, it's impossible to have 2 mesmerizing actors in the same movie because the whole meaning of being mesmerizing is you're more mesmerized by the one than the other.
It's the only person that you're looking at.
So we saw Bill Murray versus Olivia Coleman in Hyde Park on Hudson.
Apparently there are 2 Olivias in there. That's why I thought I made a mistake.
Well,
You did not
no,
make a mistake.
they're
you
both
did
in
not. You did not make a mistake. And so here is my feelings about this competition between those 2.
Okay.
I actually thought of the 2 of them and throw in Olivia Williams. I thought Olivia Williams was better than the both of them.
I disagree.
That sucks.
Yeah. I thought that Bill Murray was probably one of the worst performances that he's ever given.
I would also agree with you.
I
think-
did not buy it. I
Nope.
did not like it. I did not like him doing the weird, whatever the cadence was that he was doing, trying to do an impression.
It wasn't good.
It wasn't a good impression.
No.
I thought Olivia Coleman had like 2 scenes that blew me away.
Yes, I would agree.
And she was solid through the rest of it, but I still think she was the most mesmerizing in the movie. We're not. The only thing we could agree on is that Bill Murray was the weakest in the group by far. I don't know.
I thought Olivia Williams, and maybe you just weren't watching her close enough.
I was watching
because there were
everything.
scenes where she was in the background of everybody, and she was fucking acting the shit out of that scene. Like, I'd never seen her so. Well, I've always thought she was mesmerizing, but she was super mesmerizing.
That's the thing. I mean, she hasn't been in other movies. I don't know what you're talking about. She was good in this, and she's always solid, but she's not mesmerizing. Never has been.
I thought she was amazing.
She's very good. She's one of the highlights of this for sure. But it's when you're standing next to Bill Murray doing whatever the hell he was doing, it's tough not to look good.
Murray would not have liked him in this.
Probably not.
No.
Looked too serious for me anyway.
Well,
This seems like a cheap cop-out to not get rid of Bill Murray, by the way. That's what it seems like to me. This is a complete cop-out.
See, my thought was we could get rid of Coleman and Murray.
Yeah.
But then that means Williams. But, okay, so here's the thing.
Yeah.
If you actually thought that Olivia Williams was better, then we could get rid of both of them.
Well, yeah, but Olivia Williams would be gone like instantly.
But it doesn't mean we add her. She's just we've had that case where I
don't though. She was good, but there were a couple scenes where I'm like, yeah, Coleman, you're awesome. She
is just awesome.
So no.
All right, well, we lose Bill Murray. That's all I'm going to say. Because it was unanimous that he was the worst thing in this.
Then I'm okay with it. Yeah, Bill Murray's gone.
Bill Murray's gone. Olivia Coleman gets to stay by technicality.
She gets a TKO.
That's right.
It's not an all-out knockout.
Yeah.
It's a technical knockout.
It was a technical knockout because we were split on which Olivia was more mesmerizing.
It was more of a... Yeah.
I'm not saying I didn't think she was fantastic, but I personally just thought Olivia Williams was better.
Yeah,
and they kind of look a little bit alike, so it's
a little bit.
Olivia's?
Yeah.
Yeah, I looked it up again, and I'm like, oh shit, there's another Olivia in here. Maybe I put the wrong one by mistake, and I'm like, no, Coleman's actually in it too, just further down the list.
Yep.
There you go.
She wasn't the star of it, but
no, actually. None of them the star. It's actually
Laura
completely.
Dern was a star. I guess.
Well,
she was also not good.
They listed on IMDb in order.
This movie
those two were
not
the
good.
first 2.
Yeah, it wasn't a great movie.
No. I remember it being better, and then when I watched it again, I was like, "Why did I think this was okay?"
It was better than what? Then not better.
like, oh, I'm looking forward to this. And then I was watching it, and I was like,
You shouldn't watch movies more than once.
Agreed. I think we should never watch movies more than once. There's too many new movies.
Yes.
All right, Mer, what are we going to see next week? You know what? I think it's been preordained. We're watching. We have had.
Request?
Well, we've had David Dushmelian on there for a week. He's had a good run. Now he's going to see if he can take out Viola Davis.
You ready to knock him off, are you?
Yeah, in the Suicide Squad.
That was going to be one of two, and I guess that's the other one you went with.
Yep.
I was also going to check out Chow Yun Fat as well, but we'll do that next time.
Yep.
Viola Davis and David Dushmelian.
Yes.
The Suicide Squad.
That's, I don't know, man.
And I can tell you, guarantee you, they're probably in it.
I wish. All I'm saying is, I kind of wish Viola Davis did not take this role.
You never know.
You were not the only one.
Maybe
I actually was enjoying the first one until she showed up.
Maybe she won't be in it 5 minutes, and she'll save herself.
I'm sure she's in it at least 5 minutes.
I know she's good, but we'll see. We're
going to see. It's going to be a tough one. Viola, this could be the only one.
This is the one that could knock her out. I mean, I'm going to be honest. I mean, going in, my memory tells me that she's gone. Now, I wasn't watching it with that eye though the first time.
Because you just see her and it's like she's brilliant.
She's brilliant.
So everybody wonders poopy.
When I'm remembering that movie, all I'm
remembering is David Dushmelian.
So
yep. All right. Well, good luck, Viola Davis.
Yes.
You know we love you.
You do.
I do.
I do. More than anyone. She's my future wife. I keep saying that.
Pretty sure she's married with kids. But
well, if she ever gets divorced and my wife dies by accident somewhere in the mountains.
Stuff happens, Merman. Don't rain on his parade.
That's right.
as long as I have an alibi, I don't care.
That's right.
Last week on Rage or Dare or Casey, Bryce and Jim regrettably were forced to pick from my bag of evil remakes, where they now have to find out if the film The Lone Ranger is as offensive as the accusations against Armie Hammer are, or as racially inappropriate as it sounds when a film jumps through many, many, many hoops to explain why a white dude plays a traditionally indigenous character when there were many amazing First Nations actors working in 2013. This week, Bryce gets to Rage or Dare or Casey again. Looks to me like there's been a lot of Casey love these days, and I don't mind at all. I'm guessing Bryce will totally choose to reach into my bag again. Come on, Bryce. Now, let's find out if the combo of Armie Hammer and white privilege stealing jobs from First Nations actors is as terrible as you can imagine for our two Rageettes. That's right, Ragelings. Racism isn't funny. Ever.
Okay.
I know, that was kind of funny.
Yes, racism is not funny.
It's not funny, but it's funny the way he put it.
What?
And yes, there are some First Nation actors they could have got to play this role.
They could have got like 100.
But at the end of the day, anyway, its heart was in the right place, and they didn't exploit it, in my opinion. But this is what I thought. The Lone Ranger stars Armie Hammer as the Masked Man and Johnny Depp as Tonto. Armie Hammer is bland and harmless, as usual, and Johnny Depp is quirky with a dead crow on his head through the entire movie. In this updated version, Tonto no longer serves the Lone Ranger, but instead is out for justice and teams up with him. The dynamic between the Lone Ranger and Tonto is entertaining for the most part. Most of the humor lands, albeit in a movie that went on for an hour too long. I did not care for the bad CGI, but what else is new? Still, there are some problems, and there are a lot of problems with this movie. But it still entertained me enough to make it meh.
What?
It was fine.
Really? Wow.
Okay, you're giving out mez like candy today.
No, I'm really not. It was mildly entertaining.
Yeah, watching Johnny Depp play a First Nations character, where his accent is awful.
Well, you'll get on with it real soon here, but yes, they should have probably put a First Nations person in it. But at the same time, we're in a day and age where we're casting all sorts of different colors in all sorts of different roles, whether that was the initial writing of it or not. And why is this different?
Yeah, it makes no sense. Anyway, so that was annoying in itself. And then you add Armie Hammer playing a bumbling idiot who did not, at one point, make me think anything good about his acting, his delivery
terrible.
in
he's
anything.
Always terrible.
Yeah. So it was, and everything in this was completely unbelievable. In any of the action, none of the action in this made any sense.
I hated the action.
The action was awful. Plus, Tonto's character follows the Lone Ranger around many times to help him, which made no sense. Tonto could have just done things by himself.
He was a good dude.
No, there was scenes where Armie tried to freaking kill him.
I know.
And he's like, "Oh no, I'll just buddy."
He's a good dude.
It just absolutely annoyed me. There's no fucking way.
He's just a good
Johnny
dude.
Depp. Okay, you're defending your man. I get it. This was like the worst of buddy cop type films. Like, you think of the, what's his name? Owen Wilson and Jackie Chan movies. Shanghai Noon. Oh, yeah. Those were at least funny. And the delivery was well. And it had they had Jackie Chan and Owen Wilson. This had that. They did, yes. So they were kind of trying to I think model something like that. But at least in the Jackie Chan one, he was playing a Chinese person coming over to America. He wasn't Chinese trying to play
I think they should have
First
reversed
Nations
the roles.
person.
I think they should have had Owen Wilson play the Chinese person coming to America and Jackie Chan play the white guy.
Yeah, to me, this was like they were trying to redo the Apple Dumpling Gang, except they didn't have Don Knotts, and Don Knotts, I'm sure, would prefer to be dead than to come back and play this movie, because it was so completely awful. And I just couldn't get back. I couldn't get over the fact that, first off, the action is completely terrible.
True.
Everything about it makes no sense.
A lot of it makes
sense. And every single time, one of them should be dead.
Yeah.
And Johnny Depp's character coming to rescue Armie Hammer's character all the time, it was terrible. This movie's awful. It's really, really bad. I wish it was never made. I wish I never had to see it.
It was a movie about a reluctant friendship that turned into a genuine friendship.
I didn't feel that by the end of it.
I did.
Yeah.
And here I thought it was about a Lone Ranger getting justice.
No.
Apparently that's not what it's about.
No. Get with the program.
No, it was
excuse me for watching the TV show as a child.
That was racist.
That was racist. Yeah, because wasn't that...
the 70s.
He was serving pretty much his master in that one.
Yeah, exactly. And it wasn't an indigenous person. It was Bruce Lee, so...
What?
Yeah, we were thinking about the Green Hornet.
Oh, the Green Hornet. What are you
Lone Ranger?
Right. What was the Lone Ranger?
Lone Ranger, the Western.
Yeah, but who was in
that?
They
had similar outfits, I suppose.
Clayton something, I don't know.
Who was in that one?
I don't remember. It was like in the 50s.
Bruce Lee.
You're right. I mixed up Green Hornet with.
Man, this has gone off the rails.
It totally had.
Yeah, needless to say, don't watch The Lone Ranger. It's terrible.
Yes.
That's all I want to say. And
it was all right.
Bryce is giving out Maz like candy.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Apparently, it's getting close to Halloween.
Must be.
That's all I got to say.
In the streets
so
of Halloween,
Bryce has to pick something this week. You've got...
Make your choice, it's hell or paradise.
Who's this? This Murray?
In the streets of Halloween.
I don't know what that is.
What's this?
What's going on?
You get to Rage or Dare or Casey.
Rage, Dare, or Casey.
What about yours?
I think there's only one thing in my
Where's
bag
yours?
left.
Okay, I'm going to take whatever's left in your bag. I don't care.
All right, we got to find it.
You got to find it? Is there really only one left? Oh, there's two.
There's two.
Okay, well, what are you doing?
I'm just making sure there's two.
All right. So, I got a 50-50 shot at something.
It's something good.
I'm going to take the smaller one.
Sure, it has Martin Lawrence in it.
I hope not. I don't even know what it is. 2015's Accidental Love.
Oh, you're going to say Accidental Tourist.
Accidental Love. That is. I have no idea what that is.
I don't know that one.
I know it's from 2015.
That's the best thing about it, is it's from 2015.
It was a banner year in movies.
It stars Jessica Biel.
Oh, I like Jessica Biel.
Yeah. And
She's
Jenny Gully.
She's pretty good in
Beverly D'Angelo.
Okay, Beverly D'Angelo. I like her.
And James Marsden.
James Marsden. He's adorable.
He is adorable.
Is he on one of our lists?
He's on there.
Like the bad one?
He's on the doubted
He's
list.
on the doubted list because even though he's completely adorable, he chooses the worst freaking
He
movies.
is not a
So
good actor.
I wonder how you're going to think about this.
I'm gonna guess that
Sounds like a rom-com
if
to
it's
me.
James Marsden, it's probably bad, but he'll be adorable in it.
Yeah, but maybe
At some point, he'll make me
this
smile.
Maybe this will be a Mondo, and then it'll get him off the list.
Oh, I don't think this is within 8 for him though.
Well, probably
Pretty
not.
sure.
Yeah, probably not.
All right, so accidental what now?
Love.
Accidental love. All right.
Yeah, which is what Bryce had for a lot of movies this week that were
Yes.
definitely not lovable.
I agree.
All right. Well,
Eh,
we solved all the world's problems this week,
Did we now?
apparently. Thanks to Ragers for listening. Thanks to Extended Film Rage family, who you can find in our show notes. Thanks to Casey from The Nerdy Photographer for the voice of Rage or Dare and our God of Rage. Find us on social media everywhere at Film Rage YYC. Check out everything Film Rage at filmrageyyc.com, including our merch site for Redbubble and TeePublic. We are always wanting to make this a rage and blast for all listeners, so please comment, like, and subscribe, and send us emails to filmragecalgary@gmail.com. Dare us to see terrible movies to fuel our rage, but no matter what you do, please, 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 pretty please, 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 make us rage. That's it for this week. Rage on. Do, 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 do.
Rage on.